What's up, everybody? Lateral Move 61. RJ Bam on the ones and twos. Director, producer, talent. Welcome to the show, man. Let's get it started. And I want to start this off by singing a little song from you to you. Brought to you by, I don't even know who made this song. Brought to you by the fucking founding fathers. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died. Why you have more than one father? I don't know what that means. Land of the pilgrim's pride. After they slaughtered them Indians from every mountainside. Even though they were only on the East Coast. All the mountains on the East Coast, there's only like one mountain. Let freedom ring. Or, let freedom ring in the blood and death and rape and pillage of all these Native Americans that were here. Yo, the founding fathers, I don't know who wrote that song first of all, but the founding fathers were very talented and good at many things. One, war. They were good at war. They were good at fucking people up with muskets and broads and swords, I guess. What's that shit called? What's the gun with the bayonets? They were good at that. They were good at fighting a tyrannical government. They were good at escaping a tyrannical government. They were good at hopping on ships and sailing far, far away. They were good at that. They were good at killing Native Americans. They were good at enslaving people of color. What they were not good at, they were not good at the arts. They were not good at music, I would say. They were not good at lyricism, I would say. Anytime you use "'Tis of Thee" in a fucking song, you're not creative, bro. You made a song. You made a song sound like a fucking letter that you're writing to my dearest Annie. That you're sending by seagull or whatever the fuck they used to do back in the day. They tie that shit to a raven's foot and let that motherfucker fly off. And apparently that raven was trained well enough to sail the seven seas or fly the seven seas and make it all the way back to fucking Ireland or wherever you came from. You were good at that. You trained them birds well, but you were not good at coming up with lyrics and having dope music. Yo, okay, so I discovered something, I want to say about a month ago. It's called lo-fi on YouTube. It's basically you can put fucking anything. You could put chill music lo-fi and they'll do like super dope like beats to whatever song. You could do lo-fi Drake, for example. You could do lo-fi anime. You could do lo-fi anything. If you just put a genre of music or a video game or like just Nintendo lo-fi, anything lo-fi you can do. Yo, we should see if they got like fucking Betty White lo-fi. They should see if they got like the founding fathers lo-fi. They should see if they got fucking the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria lo-fi. See if they got that on lock. See if they got Queen Elizabeth lo-fi. Let's see if they got some old ass like. See if they got uh World War One lo-fi or some shit. But we can do some My Country, 'Tis of Thee lo-fi. Yeah, that song is trash, bro. And I haven't actually never hear that song anymore. I think they only taught that song in like third grade and then never again. I think they don't even do the Pledge of Allegiance in school no more. And they didn't do it up here. I remember when I was in the South, they used to make us stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance every day. I don't remember ever doing the Pledge of Allegiance once I moved over here to the West Coast. Uh, I don't remember. And then I remember they were trying to take God out of the Pledge of Allegiance. Um, which, what, I mean, Yeah, no, but yeah, like first of all, it's the fucking Pledge of Allegiance. I didn't come up with the words. You didn't come up with the words. They came up with the words in 1776 or whatever the fuck, whenever they fucked up the British and the Indians and created this land that they said, yeah, this shit is ours now, man. This shit is ours. And by ours, I mean we're gonna enslave these Africans and make them build this goddamn country. That's just the Pledge of Allegiance is what it is. You just either don't change the words to the Pledge of Allegiance. Either say the shit or don't say the shit. Don't be like, yo, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, for which it stands, one republic, under the universe, liberty, justice for all. What the fuck? How do I not remember the Pledge of Allegiance? I changed the words to the universe, and that really threw me off. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible. Under God, indivisible. Liberty, justice for all. I don't know the words, man. You know what the fuck I'm trying to say. What the fuck does indivisible mean? Now, it's not invisible. I know that ain't invisible. You ain't, you know, a fucking hero's character. You're not invisible. You're not Invisigirl. Is that what her name was from the Incredibles? Invisigirl, whatever. You ain't her. Indivisible. Now, does that mean division? Is that dividing? Indivisible. Does that mean you're undividing? Your undivided attention? Indivisible. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna say that it means we are gonna be undivided. For which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Except for all these black kids that be getting shot by cops and all these, people getting massacred at large events by crazy mass shooters. Outside of that, liberty, justice for all. And then also outside of all the people that got enslaved for the first few hundred years after making that oath. But then after that, and then saying, we're going to give you 40 mules, 40 acres and one mule. And then never getting that. And then being like, you good? Hey, you good? Hey, man, we were just kidding about that slavery shit. You good? And even after that, still not being able to, it was almost worse. I mean, it's hard to say it was worse. It's got to be almost worse to, at least, as a slave, you got fed. And then you got, you got fed. I mean, you got your ass whooped, but you got fed and had some place to sleep. But then, once you were freed, and then what? Then now, where you gonna get your food at, man? Then they're like, yo, you can't be on this property no more. If you on this property, I'm gonna kill you. Actually, a lot of places they freed, they undid slavery, and then people still own slaves. And then the slaves were like, yo, we free. And they were like, ha ha, no, you not. You better get back over there. I mean, you can say you free and you can try to make a run for it and you gonna get shot because it's my property. But then for them to be like, yo, you free, get the fuck on. And then we're not gonna give you any acres or a mule. And, good luck with life. Good. Where you gonna get it? You gonna get hired to do jobs? No, there's no jobs for you, bro. You better go fucking find your own plot of land that don't already got somebody there, and then plant some orange seeds or something, man. You better grow an apple tree, and then find a, find a chicken, have it lay eggs, find a rooster to inseminate that shit. And then from there on, you can have eggs to eat, and then grow some chickens and slaughter them chickens, and there's your meat. I bet you that's what it is, bro. I bet you that's why black people love chicken. I bet it's because the chickens were the easiest things to raise, find, raise, kill, and eat. And then that over the next few hundred years is why black people love chicken. I bet you that's what it is. I bet you that's what it is. Because I bet you before, ain't no fucking chickens in Africa. Are there? I don't know. Black people eating like back then? What were they eating in Africa? Snakes? They were hunting whatever the fuck. They weren't hunting lions. I know that. They were hunting oh, I don't know, maybe a gazelle? A hurt gazelle? Ain't no are there chickens in Africa? Let me look this shit up, man. I got Google right here. Open this shit up. We're going way off the rails right off the bat on this podcast. And at least I got. Damn, I was like, what the fuck is that sound? Are there chickens in... Yo! How racist is this? I fucking put... Wow, okay, this is weird. Okay, if you just put are there C, the first thing that comes up is are there chiggers in Washington State? Second is are there coyotes in Seattle? And are there chiggers in Seattle? Ha! Ah! So, and then if you just put chick, like you're going to spell out chicken, the first thing that pops up is, are there chickens in Africa? Yo, I'm not the first person to question this. Are there chickens? Africa does not have many, if at all, standardized poultry breeds. Chickens held in rural villages have been there for ages and are adapted to the local environment and conditions. They are being kept and bred for traits such as hardiness, but are not standardized according to their looks. Africa does not have many, if at all, standardized poultry breeds. So any chickens that are there had to have been introduced there. So my fucking hypothesis stands correct so far. I have not found... So I really think this whole thing about black people loving chicken is because chickens were the easiest thing to find and breed once they were freed here. And also probably because like the slave owners already had chickens here and they got used to eating that chicken. And so they were just like, yo, can I have a chicken to go at least? Like, you're going to give me my freedom, but can I at least get 2 chickens, a chicken and a rooster? And then, bro, that's why black people love chicken, bro. Holy shit, I figured this out. I figured this out because Africa ain't even got no chickens. Look at that. Africa don't even got chickens. That's the name of this episode. Africa ain't even got chickens. Wow. Just wow. You know? That's wild. That is wild. I came up with that on the fly, and turns out I was right. That's wild, bro. Okay. Now, let's get into some real talk, bro. Did you guys see that? I don't know what's going on with the Cowboys right now. Dak Prescott was offered $30 million per year, a contract worth $30 million a year, and he turned that down because he reportedly wants $40 million. Now, because most of that has to do with the fact that, hey, definitely turn that off. Get the fuck out of here. That mostly has to do with the fact that back in April, the Seahawks gave Russell Wilson a crazy 4-year, $140 million extension with $107 million in guaranteed money. And then a couple months later, Carson Wentz got a 4-year, $120 million extension with guaranteed $107 million. So that basically puts the annual around 35 million a year, with Russell Wilson getting the higher end of that, and Dak got offered 30 mil a year, and he was like, "That's not enough. I want 40 mil a year." And then on top of that, you also have Ezekiel Elliott, who is withholding playing because he wants more money. Now, a couple things I got to say about that. First of all, as a fan of football and as a fan of these players, I think they are worth whatever the fuck they want. I think all sports, everybody's underpaid. When you look at the amount of money sports brings in, especially football and basketball, when you look at the amount of money and revenue they bring in to the team through just them playing, through their jersey sales, through all that shit, they are worth way more than they actually are getting paid. And I am always a fan when the payout works. Because if you remember last year, Earl Thomas was holding out and then decided, you know what, I don't want to let my teammates down. Came back, tore his ACL in the first fucking week. Was it the first week? I believe so. And then he didn't get that huge contract extension. So, and then he gave the flip the bird to Pete Carroll. Yada yada yada. And you hate to see that shit because you're like, yo, he came back for the team and then there goes his career. I mean, granted, he's playing with the Ravens now, and ACL tear is not that big of a deal anymore, but you can rehab and come back stronger than ever. Adrian Peterson proved that. But so now we have Dak and we have Zeke, both wanting more money. Dak is pressed to get a new contract. Zeke is under contract. So with Zeke being under contract, him holding out, he'll end up getting fined. How much he's going to get fined and how long he holds out, we will see. But if he holds out long enough, gets fined, even if he gets a contract, a bigger contract, he will still. It might just end up evening out because of the fine. But I don't think he'll get fined that hugely. Dak, on the other hand, is holding out because he knows he's gonna get a new deal, and he wants the max. He wants more than the max. He wants to be the highest paid, and right now the highest paid is Russell Wilson at 35 mil a year. I think it's 35 mil a year, 140 for 4 years, whatever that ends up being. Let me do the calculations on that real quick. And the crazy thing about that, 140, what the fuck? 140, what is happening? 140 divided by 4. Yeah, 35 a year. Okay. The wild part about this is the state of the NFL right now. Look, so as a fan, I think they deserve everything that they want. I already think they're highly underpaid. I already think that, they should get way more money. That being said, if, as a fan, I go definitely for sure, I would want them to see that money. I personally think Zeke is way better at his position than Dak is. I think Zeke is a top 6 quarterback, or top 6 running back in the league. The other ones include, let's see, let's go off the list here. In no particular order, Saquon Barkley, Todd Gurley, Kareem Hunt, Melvin Gordon, Alvin Kamara, Ezekiel Elliott, man. He's top 6 quarterback in no particular order. I think he's way better at his position than Dak is. Dak, I think, is a top 15 quarterback. He's not top 10. Now, the crazy thing about this, I would much rather have Ezekiel Elliott as my running back than have Dak Shepard or Dak Prescott. Why do I keep calling him Dak Shepard? Dak Prescott as my quarterback. But in the state of the NFL right now, the way there's new rules to protect the quarterback in passing. There's rules to protect the receivers coming up the middle. Illegal hits that people aren't allowed to do anymore. That increases the value of a wide receiver, and it increases the value. And the value of a quarterback is undeniable. It's the hardest position in sports across the board. And when you have a good one, if you have a franchise quarterback, you're gonna stick with them. I don't believe that Prescott. God damn it! What's with those two names? I do not think Dak Prescott is that quarterback, but I think in the state of the NFL now, and like with that, this is what I personally believe. If I'm Jerry Jones, I'm running the fucking Cowboys. I don't pay Dak that money. I give Zeke the extension because I know if he goes somewhere else, he'll kill. And okay, first of all, anybody behind that huge O line, that top three O line that the Cowboys have, you got plenty of time to pass the ball. You got plenty of blockers in front of you to run the ball. We saw how many different, especially nowadays with a running back by committee. You know what I'm saying? The Hawks have been doing that forever. You can throw anybody behind that big O line in Dallas and they'll fucking kill it. You know? That's the revival of a running back if they want to go to Dallas. Anybody will look good. I would look good behind that O line, bro. But I think I would be worried if I was Zeke. I don't think they'll let him go, but even if he gets let go, somebody's gonna pick him up. He's Ezekiel Elliott. He's a monster. But I think it's gonna all work out. I don't think Dak is gonna get $40 million a year. He ain't worth $40 million a year, bro. I mean, what does he think? He wants to be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. He's never even been to a Super Bowl. Isn't he only in his third year? What is he thinking, bro? Who would pay him that? I'm sitting him. I'm gonna bench him and put in the backup. Let's see how he does. Even if this season tanks, we'll get a quarterback next year. What are we talking about? I wouldn't spend the money on Dak. That's personally me. But I am super pumped to see. We'll see what happens. I'm super pumped to see how this year comes out. But that's wild, man. I can't believe that Dak is out here like, yo, give me 40. I'm worth it. You ever been to has he even made it to the fucking conference finals? Or the conference finals, like it's the NBA. The conference championship game? Has he even made it that far? Cowboys were my dark horse to win it last year, and they let me down. I thought they were going to do really well. I thought they were going to sneak by everybody really quietly, and it didn't work out the way I thought it was going to. But but now, I mean, with Amari Cooper in the mix, watch. Amari Cooper is going to be slowly and quietly become the fucking face of the Cowboys, bro. He just stays quiet, does his job. You keep running them routes, bro. You keep running them routes properly the way you do. Keep handling your business. And pretty soon, everybody else is going to be out of there and you're going to be the face of that fucking organization. Watch. That's my prediction. Dak out here wilding, bro. You're trying to get $40 million? Get the fuck out of here. Russell Wilson ain't getting $40 million. Tom Brady ain't getting... Well, that's the thing. Tom Brady's taking pay cuts just to stay in the Patriots. Just try to win chips, man. That's the thing with when it comes to Belichick, Brady, the Patriots organization, San Antonio Spurs organization under Pop. You only want certain types of players there. Players that have that team mentality, that are willing to do what it takes for the team to win. Because at the end of the day, it's a team game. And if you're looking at it as an organization, that's what you want. Only bringing the players that contribute to the team. Now, if you're looking at this as a player perspective and you're like, yo, what's the average lifespan of a player in the NFL? 3 to 5 years, at least for a running back. It's like, yo, I need to get my bread when I can and get the fuck out. Like, I'm trying to retire by 30. I'm not trying to get brain trauma. The biggest thing about that is if you're trying to do that and be good, because most don't live a lavish lifestyle, save that fucking money. Like Lil Dicky said, we're going to save that money. And then you'll be all right, man. Then you will be able to retire by 30. But yeah, live within your means. Live underneath your means, because your means is pretty high if you're getting paid $30 million a year. Because those fucking, you're not just gonna be able to slide out of that quarterback position and just slide right into the booth. Those are only offered to certain people, and those people can stay in those positions till they're 90. You're out of your mind if you don't think Tony Romo. You're out of your mind if you don't think we're going to be hearing Tony Romo's voice over the commentating for the next 40 years. 40 years. He's going to be, how old is Tony Romo right now? 40 something? He's going to be 80 something before he retires. He is set in that position, okay? Don't get it twisted. He ain't going nowhere. And neither would I. Dude. Once you get that spot, you good. That's a better spot. That's a way better spot than when you were playing. You got guaranteed money coming in. You just come in, commentate, talk about what the fuck you see on the screen or on the fucking field, and make your money. That's wild. Yo, Tony Romo slid right into that, and people were talking about, yo, what offensive or defensive coordinator is, because after he was like doing all his commentating last year, and he was just reading Brady's plays like almost before they happened. Over and over. And then people were talking about like, yo, why is a defensive coordinating position not available? What team is not hiring Tony Romo for all the money to get him to do some shit like that? It's like, he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. He's chilling in the commentary. He's doing fucking Corona commercials, golf commercials, Travelocity, I don't know what the fuck this dude is doing, and fucking reading plays on Monday nights. He's good. Making guap doing that shit too. It's not even, Tony Romo is chilling, bro. He ain't got nothing to worry about. Nothing. Alright? Man, that's wild. That is wild. Can't believe he's asking for $40 million, bro. You trying to be the highest paid quarterback and you ain't done shit. You haven't done anything to earn $40 million. Now, as a fan, I go, yeah, he's worth $40 million a year. If I'm the Cowboys organization, get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Man, I have a list of shit that I wrote on here and I don't even know where to start. Dude, did you see, I saw Rogan post something up a couple weeks ago, and it was about, there was like a couple of kids that were missing, and they were doing a search for them, inside the Vatican, and they found thousands of bones within the Vatican. Let's look this up, bro. I saw this story and I was like, what the fuck are we talking about? Okay. Let's read this fucking story, okay? Thousands of bones found in hunt for missing Vatican teenager. Okay. Okay, so there was a girl named Emanuela Orlandi, and there was newly discovered underground chambers How are you newly discovered under? You haven't found. Are people even allowed in the Vatican? How are you going to be say like it's a newly discovered underground chambers? Um, One of Italy's most enduring mysteries has taken a fresh twist with the discovery of an underground chamber full of thousands of bones during the search for a teenager from the Vatican who went missing 36 years ago. Hold the fuck up, man. You are searching for a teenager from the Vatican that went missing 36 years ago? Hey, a little late to the party, huh? How dare you search for somebody 36 years later? Yo, that's wild. You know how good of a defense you gotta have for a girl to go missing and then them not be allowed to search within your walls for almost 4 decades? Yo, the Vatican is wilding out here, yo. The amount of shit that has piled up against the Vatican over the last, I don't know, 100 years, 50 years. How is that place allowed to exist? How is, like, known child fuckers, an entire religion of pedophilia, and they're still allowed to exist? That's wild. Anytime a new fucking cult pops up, they'll fucking shut that shit down as quickly as possible. But this will just last forever. That's wild. The 2 chambers were discovered a week ago underneath a trap door at a college next to the tiny Vatican cemetery that has been the most recent focus of the hunt for Emanuela Orlandi. Yo, what? Okay, first of all, the fact that you said that it's been the most recent focus in the hunt for Emanuela Orlandi. Hey, the most recent focus for the hunt for this girl 36 years after she went missing? At this point, you're just looking for her bones. Like, how do you even know it's going to be her? That's why. Also, also, 2 chambers were discovered a week ago underneath a trap door at a college next to a tiny Vatican cemetery. Hey, you got a college next to a cemetery and there's a trap door? Yo, how is this place not been shut down? How is the Vatican still allowed to exist? This is wild. Miss Orlandi was 15 when she disappeared in 1983. 5 years before I was even born. In 1983, while returning to her family's apartment with the walls of the Vatican City after a music lesson in Rome. This bitch went to a music lesson in Rome and was returning back to her family's apartment when she disappeared. Oh, that's kind of weird because, Vatican priests usually only kidnap little boys, so it's kind of odd that a girl got kidnapped. Her family had received an anonymous tip suggesting that they search near the 17th century tombs of 2 German princesses at the Teutonic Cemetery, used for centuries to bury church figures of German and Austrian origin. An anonymous tip? That sounds like the dude who kidnapped her finally came to terms and was like, you might want to search the tombs near that college. The family had received a picture of an angel-topped grave in the cemetery and a message which simply read, "Look where the angel is pointing." Yo, this is the creepiest shit ever. Not only did the family... not only did they, 36 years later, it wasn't just like, oh my goodness, have you looked for your daughter here? No, it was a creepy ass anonymous tip that just had a picture of an angel-topped grave, and it said, "Look where the angel is pointing." Ah, so creepy. The graves were opened up earlier this month, but there was no signs of the remains of the teenager or the two princesses who died in 1836 and 1840, probably in the same fucking way that this teenager was killed. The search moved to the underground chambers that revealed an enormous amount of remains of adults and children, according to the genetics expert employed by the Orlandi family. Yo, you telling me this fucking... Wow. The family themselves are having to pay to get this shit done because the cops won't even do it. They're employed a genetics... The Orlandi family had to employ a genetics expert themselves to do this shit? That's wild. Cops ain't even doing their jobs over in the Vatican. Giorgio Portera, the expert, said he had not expected such a large number of bones and other remains that had been thrown into a cavity. Thousands of bones have been found, so we imagine they correspond to dozens of people, he said. The disappearance of the teenager has spawned a series of theories ranging from it being a kidnapping linked to organized crime to a cover-up involving the upper echelons of the Roman Catholic Church. No shit! Of course it's the Catholic Church. A kidnapping linked to organized crime? One theory suggests that the girl was kidnapped in an unsuccessful effort to trade her for the freedom of the Turkish gunman who shot and wounded Pope John Paul II in 1981. Hey, that's a terrible theory. Yo, let's go kidnap a random bitch and see if they'll trade her for the dude who shot the Pope. Other theories aired by the Italian media have included a snatch by the Italian mafia designed to put pressure on the Vatican over an unpaid loan. The girl's father was a Vatican employee who worked as a clerk. In 2012, experts found 400 boxes of bones while exhuming the tomb of a notorious crime boss who was suggested of involvement in her kidnapping. DNA testing was carried out on the remains, but no match with the missing girl was found. Last year, bones were found during groundwork at the Vatican Embassy in Rome, sparked an Italian media frenzy, suggesting they belonged to Emanuela or Morella Gregory, another teenager who disappeared the same year. DNA tests turned out negative. Yo, they keep finding all these bones and they don't match up to the specific people that they're looking for, but hey, too many bones being found here. The Vatican, what does the Vatican have said? The Vatican said that the princess's bones may have been moved when the college was built during the 1960s and 70s. The burial chambers were found beneath the college. What? You're telling me there was princesses' bones that were buried in a sacred burial area and they were moved because they built a college on the gravesite? Who put that college there? Who was like, yo, we need to put a tiny college in this fucking city. Where are we going to do it? That cemetery looked like a good spot. What you think? You want to have a haunted college? Who the fuck's idea was that? That's horrible. Vatican spokesman Alessandro Gisotti said the remains were removed and further studies would take place on July 27th. The Vatican said it was not possible for the moment to predict how long it will take. The missing teenager's sister, oh my god, Frederica Orlandi, said that the discovery of the underground chamber was obviously an emotional experience because I think my sister's bones could be there, but I won't think about it until we have the result. Yo, that is wild. How is this place allowed to exist? All the shit that has happened with this fucking city with this fucking religion? The Vatican has agreed to open 2-century-old tombs in a bid to solve the mystery of a teenage girl who vanished more than 3 decades ago. Yo, that's wild. That shit is nuts. Man, oh my god. I just don't understand why. Was the Vatican just too powerful back then? I think that's what it is. Social pressure, social media, like the way that we're all connected now puts a lot more pressure on the Vatican to allow people to like come in and search those areas. There's a reason why this shit wasn't found 36 years ago. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why no one was searching for these bitches like back when it happened, back when they went missing. And also, there's apparently another teenager that also went missing that year. One of hundreds, I'm sure. Yeah, the Vatican is wild, bro. That crazy ass shit happened there. The fact that they're still allowed, and then the fact that they'll air the like, there's a new pope and we should celebrate. The fuck out of here! I don't give a. Remember that last pope that was like, "Oh, heaven may or may not exist." Yo, that dude is wildin'. How they not off that guy immediately? They're like, "Hey, you're just gonna come in and say some wild shit like that?" The whole premise of this thing works in the fact that there is a heaven, and you're just gonna come in and be like, "Well, we're not totally sure." Hey, sit the fuck down. Yo, that guy's wild. That's nuts, man. I can't believe that shit. That shit is so crazy. That shit is so crazy. I can't believe that shit. Oh my god. Thank God I don't live there. Fuck ever going to Rome. Nah, I do want to go check out Rome. I want to see that Colosseum, but that is so nuts. Oh my god. Um, you know what I've been seeing a lot lately in around here anyway? Like, and oh my god, the amount of times I've talked about this, and nothing has changed. Dude, fucking whenever I walk into an establishment, the first person that I see is the person behind the front desk. Now, that person, usually like a receptionist, or even if it's not a receptionist, it's somebody, you know what I mean? That if you're at the front desk, you're the face of the company. You're the first thing that I know about this company soon as I walk in. If I walk in and I'm not greeted with a smile or even a hello or anything, if first of all, if I walk in and no one says anything to me, what the fuck are you doing? Yo, it's 2019. If customer service is not number one on your priority list, you don't deserve to have a business. And if, like, I don't know what the vibe is in certain places, but I go into certain places and everyone just looks upset. And I'm like, yo, you look upset before I even walked in. Why the fuck would I want to be in here? Everyone in here looks all miserable and angry. You think I'm gonna walk in and be like, can't wait to do business? No, I don't want to get the fuck out of there. Go somewhere smiley. Give me some better vibes up in here. But what I've been seeing lately, dude, I've been seeing. I'll walk in and there'll be. This happens a lot. There mostly will be white receptionists, and then there are certain places that have black receptionists. And one thing that I notice when I walk into the establishments that have black female receptionists, there's rarely ever male receptionists. Rarely. But the places that have black receptionists, they're so smiley and welcoming when you come in. And then the places that have white receptionists, These bitches look miserable, bro. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Your life, guaranteed, is way better than that black bitch's life. You're already born a leg up on the competition, okay? And I walk in and you're miserable every day. Dude, there's one... the gym I go to, there's one chick that works there that every single time I go in, and like, just front desk, most people there are cool, they're really smiley, they greet you. This one bitch, every time she's there, doesn't say nothing, just stares at you as you walk in, and it'd be like, want a towel? And I'm like, yo, why the fuck are you so angry? If I was your manager, you ain't got a job no more. And then, like, she said hi to other people too, but she refuses to say hi to me. And like, one time, it was only her. I walk in, and like, usually, like, I smile, I have to say hi. Usually I'm the one that's like, hey, how's it going? One time I walked in, and every single time after that our encounter, I'm always like, the fuck is that bitch's problem? So this one time I walk in, and she's there, her back, she's facing the wall, her back is to me, to the front desk, which first of all, she's like leaned in like this, and the front door is over there, and she's just leaned against the counter, and I'm like, what are you doing? Yo, if you don't want to be here, don't be here. But I walk in, and she eventually just looks over her shoulder, and then she'll turn around and just like, she just stared at me. And then I pulled out my thing, I clocked in or whatever, I scanned in, and then I just stared at her. I looked up at her, and then we're just making eye contact for a couple of seconds. And then 1 second, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, staring right at her, and then she just goes, hey. And I go, hey. And then that was it. And I was like, yo, you're fired. You can't even say, hey, how's it going? Smile and greet the people that come in? It's that difficult for you to, like, it took everything out of you just to be like, hey. Like, the fuck? How do you have a job, bro? Like, are you whose dick are you sucking? You sucking the owner's dick? Is that what's going on? That he just lets you roam free doing whatever the fuck you want to? You have to be. Or like your direct manager, whoever your direct supervisor is, you got to be sucking his dick. And you got to be, unless he's like, you might not even have to be doing it well. He might just be some sort of fucking dork that's never gotten his dick sucked. And he's just like, yeah, man, as long as you keep sucking this dick, do whatever you want to. I don't give a fuck. It's wild how unprofessional this bitch is. And it's like, and it's not just her. These white bitches are tripping. The worst customer service ever. I don't get it. Now, it's not all white bitches. There's some white bitches that are cool. Some white bitches are chill. A lot of them are not. At least the ones that I've walked into, yo, you know what's the worst? Guaranteed, like almost always. If you go into a, and you would think it would be the opposite. Every fucking veterinarian office I've gone into, the most miserable looking bitches I've ever seen working there. The most miserable looking bitches. And I go in and I'm like, yo, you surrounded by fucking dogs and shit all day. White bitches love animals. Yo, white bitches love animals. And for you to be surrounded by animals all day and you can't even smile when I walk in, what the fuck is going on? Are you guys torturing these animals? Are you guys fucking these animals up? Is that what's going on? I don't understand why you're so miserable. Doesn't make sense. I've talked about this so many times on this podcast, and I keep getting shocked every single time. It's unbelievable every time I walk to an establishment, and they're just unfriendly. And it's not even like they're mean. It's not like I walk in and they're like, the fuck you want? That would be wild. I would prefer that, actually, if I walked in and they were like, you again? The fuck do you want? And I'm like, oh, wow. Holy shit. Motherfuckers is real up in here. But they're not even like that. These passive-aggressive, just unfriendly motherfuckers. Like, I would prefer you to be mad at me when I walk in than for me to walk in to your business as a customer or as whatever. Everybody walking through the door is a potential customer. And for you to just greet me Like I'm inconveniencing your day. I struggle with that word. Don't worry about it. Like I'm inconveniencing. Holy shit, that is a difficult word. Inconvenience. Incon inconveniencing you. Oh, there we go. I got that shit, bro. I got that shit. Just give it time, baby. Just give it time. It's like Novocaine, baby. It will work. Just give me some time. Let me get through this shit. Inconveniencing you? Yo, you tripping. You tripping. That's wild. How the fuck you gonna make any money? Like, if you lucky you just an employee, because if that was your business, oh, you tanking. Your business tanking, son. It almost makes me want to, like, rat him out to, like, the owner and be like, yo, do you own this place? That person needs to be fired ASAP. Because they are ass at their job. Your job as the receptionist is literally to when people go in, go, hey, how's it going? That's it. That's all I need from you. And then the, like, book or schedule shit and answer phones. That's it. That's all you do. And you can't even do that. Oh, shit is wild, bro. This shit is wild. Um, these white bitches is tripping, bro. These white bitches is tripping. Look, we in the last 10 minutes of this podcast. Let's get into something that's about to happen this weekend. And for those that know me, know that I am a huge fight fan. I would say I'm a hardcore fan, especially of mixed martial arts. I love boxing too, but I am a huge mixed martial arts fan. And this weekend is UFC 241 at the Honda Center, pay-per-view, August 17, 7 p.m. Sounds like I'm doing a fucking promo for them, but I'm not. Let's see who's on the prelims, first of all. Ooh. Okay. Even the prelims is stacked, bro. Early prelims. Let me look at them first. Okay. So the prelims, first of all, the UFC 241 is DC versus Stipe 2. DC defending his title against Stipe Miocic after they took the title from him about, what was it, like 2 years ago? Nah, it couldn't have been that long ago, was it? At least a year and a half. It's been at least a year and a half. Co-main is Anthony Pettis, Nate Diaz, Yoel Romero, Paulo Costa. Jesus Christ. Even the prelims, bro. Devontae Smith, Clay Collard, Rafael Asuncao, Corey Sandhagen. Oh my God, that's the prelims. Okay, then we move into the main card. We got Derek Brunson versus Ian Heinisch. Brunson, he's coming off a few losses in the middleweight division. So we're gonna see how he does there. Gabriel Benitez fighting. Dude, okay, but the last 3 fights on this card. Okay, Yoel Romero versus Paulo Costa. First of all, how either one of them makes 185 is mind-blowing to me. This is the fight. This is first team, all body. This is the fight. This is the middleweight fight, not for the championship of the world, but this is the middleweight fight to determine who has the best body in the UFC. Yoel fucking Romero, Soldier of God, I'm pretty sure is his name, and Paulo Costa. 2 stacked dudes. Yoel 13-3, Paulo Costa 12-0. Yoel been fighting since, dude, we don't know how old Yoel Romero is. This Cuban motherfucker's been fighting forever. I will say this, dude, everyone in the UFC is, at least in the middleweight division, is lucky that Yoel Romero is not 25 years old. That motherfucker's, I think, 45 years old. And still doing the damn thing. He's 40 years old. I'm pretty sure he's 40. He's 40 years old and whooping everyone's ass and looking like a monster, dude. How this dude makes 185 is unreal. But this dude is fighting Paulo Costa. Both of them look like they're on all the PEDs, but they keep passing all the tests. I don't think they've ever been caught. I've been waiting for this fight for a while. This shit's gonna be so Paulo Costa, a rising star. Yoel Romero, at this point, he's lost to he lost to Whitaker twice. That first one definitely lost. That second one, I thought he won, but but I mean, it is what it is. The judges gave it to Whitaker, and Whitaker just right now he's the best middleweight on the planet. Defended that belt multiple times, killing the game. But Yoel Romero versus Paulo Costa, that's going to be a phenomenal fight. That is going to be a barn burner fight. Two big, muscly dudes that like to swing. Yoel Romero was a wrestler. Paulo Costa knows jiu-jitsu, but I doubt this thing's going to the ground. I guarantee you these two are going to be slugging it out. Do not blink in this fight. And then after that, we got the welterweight matchup versus Anthony Showtime Pettis and Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz returning to the ring or to the octagon for the first time since his Conor McGregor loss 3 years ago. Dude, it's been a while. It's been a minute since he's fought. But one thing about Nate Diaz, he's got that Mexican chin. He's got great boxing. He has phenomenal jiu-jitsu. Is he a Hadra Gracie black belt? And then we got Anthony Pettis, who is the Wheaties box guy, as Nate Diaz said. He's like, I'm fighting the fucking Wheaties box guy. Anthony Pettis, who's ever since and they're fighting at 170, by the way. They both should be fighting at 55. Pettis coming off that last loss to Tony Ferguson, but before that, just on a tear ever since he moved up to 170, just whooping everybody's ass, right? Didn't he? I am pretty fucking sure Anthony Pettis. Or am I thinking of somebody else, bro? Let me look at Anthony Pettis' record. I know he just knocked out Wonderboy, which is wild. Let me see his last couple fights. Yeah, he came off the... Okay, that's right. Okay. So, he lost to Dustin Poirier. Wow, how long ago was this? 2016, he lost to Holloway for the title, right? Okay, then he beat Jim Miller. Lost to Dustin Poirier, who's now going to fight Khabib for the title. So, I mean, can't knock him on that. Triangle armbarred Michael Chiesa, who is a jiu-jitsu phenom. And then he lost to Tony Ferguson. Got cut up and started bleeding. There was a corner stoppage. And then he knocked out Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Dude, this dude is on fire. The only people that he lost to, his last 3 losses are all to belt holders. I mean, how do you argue with that? He's a monster. He is a monster, and he's been resurging now, and he's killing the game. So, Anthony Pettis, and then Nate Diaz hasn't fought in a while, but it should be good. I think Anthony Pettis is a slight favorite in this fight. I thought he was going to be a bigger favorite than he is, but this should be a fun fight. Anthony Pettis, the more athletic of the two, the more crazy kicks. He's the dude that jumped off the cage and kicked Benson Henderson in the face that they will never stop playing that highlight reel for the end until the end of time. It's one of the best highlight reels I've ever seen. Kicked my boy Benson Henderson right in the face. And that was a bummer to me, but that was in the WEC days before I really got into Benson Henderson. But that should be a phenomenal fight. I can't wait to see how Nate Diaz looks. I'm surprised Nate Diaz is even fighting, bro. I didn't think he was ever going to come out of retirement to fight anybody other than Conor. But I think he realizes Conor's never going to fight again. And then to end it all, the main event, DC Stipe 2. DC having only lost one time, technically, to John Jones. One time was a no contest. He was tested positive. But, I mean, come on. He got his ass whooped in that fight, too. He's only lost to John Jones. He's a 2-belt holder. He gave he had gave up his light heavyweight and they gave it back to John after he beat Stipe last time. He's the most two-time champ, heavyweight and light heavyweight. He's a monster. And then we got Stipe, who is the most winningest or the most title defenses of any heavyweight ever. And now he's finally getting his shot to get that one back against DC. And Stipe wants to ruin the party of DC's retirement. If I'm DC, there's only one thing I want now. Okay? I want to beat Stipe to solidify my title. I'm like, yo, I deserve this title over Stipe. I've whooped his ass twice. He's already fought. He fought the Black Beast, beat the Black Beast, and there's only one fight left, and that's to fight John Jones at heavyweight, and then sail off into the sunset forever. If I'm Stipe, I'm trying to ruin the fucking party. I want to come in and take my belt back and ruin Daniel Cormier's retirement. This is going to be a crazy fight. Now, DC had the perfect game plan for Stipe last time. He got into that dirty boxing zone. He got in real quick. He got that underhook in with his left hand and knocked Stipe out with the right. And obviously Stipe is going to be game planning for that. Stipe, the taller man by a lot. He's going to want to keep DC more at a distance. Stipe is a wrestler. DC's obviously the more decorated wrestler, so no one's fucking with DC when it comes to wrestling. That's for sure. And so I don't think Stipe wants us to go to the ground. I think if it goes to the ground, that's DC's game, bro. That's where he lives day in, day out. Ain't nobody fucking with him on the ground. And Stipe was going to want to keep this in kick range. He's going to want to take his shots and not let DC be able to get on the inside. If I'm DC, that's where you want to live. You want to get on the inside. The threat of the takedown, level changes. That threat of the takedown is going to leave Stipe more vulnerable, and that's how you bring your in. That's how you get in. So if I'm DC, that's the game plan, man. I need to get on the inside, threat of the takedown, or just take him down, one or the other. Take the fight to the ground and whoop his ass on the ground, or find a way to get inside that dirty boxing range. This is going to be a fucking crazy pay-per-view, man. This is a phenomenal card. I cannot wait for this shit. Oh my god, I can't wait for this. This is going to be so good. Oh man. That's nuts. And then 242 is the Poirier Nurmagomedov fight. Oh, and another. Oh yeah, because this is gonna be. Where is that card gonna be? The Arena. Where's the Arena? Is that the one in Dubai? It might be the one in Dubai, but that's not till September anyway. And then at the end of the month, Jessica Andrade is going to defend her first title defense against Weili Zhang in China. So good luck with that. Dude, honestly, if I'm Jessica Andrade and I just won my title from Rose, see, here's the thing. Rose went all the way to fucking Brazil and lost that title. And Jessica Andrade won it in Brazil in front of all her people. Now she's going to go to China and defend it against Weili Zhang, who is a beast. And with the power of the crowd and everything, dude, I'd be nervous for Jessica Andrade to go against Weili Zhang in China. Weili Zhang might be the first Chinese belt holder, bro, after this. After at the end of the month on August 31st. I'm excited for that. I want to see that shit for sure. I can't believe they gave her a fight night title defense. That sucks. But that's good for her. But yeah, to go all the way to China for that. But no, this weekend, August 17th, UFC 241. Definitely check that out. I'll be talking about it the week following that weekend. So that's about it, man. That is about it Listen, I appreciate you guys listening. I appreciate you guys following. This is going to be the first episode that's going to go on as a full video podcast on the channel. We're going to put it up on YouTube. We're going to put it up on Twitch. And then we're going to cut the video down and edit it and put it on the we're gonna put it on the IG stories and stuff like that. So stay tuned for more, man. We got guests coming up. We got a lot of exciting things happening, but we're finally got the video podcast up and running, full episodes. And I appreciate you guys listening. Appreciate you guys following. And yeah, man, more things to come. And till next time, peace.